Hi, this is Patrick Lapine. Just wanted to give you a quick update on some of our happenings at the LSCU and affiliates during the last quarter, and as well as looking ahead. First of all, as we wrap up our first quarter affiliation season, we had another great year so far when it comes to our membership with the LSCU and affiliates, very consistent with prior years. So I want to thank all of our credit unions for their continued membership and support in the organization. Right around the corner, of course, is our largest educational event of the year, which is SCUC, the Southeast Credit Union Conference and Expo, which is going to be held June 6th and 8th at the JW Marriott in Orlando. We have another great lineup of speakers and breakout sessions and great networking opportunities available to our credit unions. Just recently, we added NCUA board member Rick Metzger to the lineup, who will be speaking at the general session, as well as, of course, having our advocacy luncheon and other events around the conference, which really hopefully add to the value to our credit unions that are in attendance. Of course, we're going to have our silent auction again this year, which is also going to be online, so credit unions and credit union officials can bid on some of our auction items, as well as our expo hall, which is again sold out this year, over 160 booths. So we're really expecting another great event with a lot of new activities and some twists and turns that you'll be seeing when you're there. Still time to register, so if you haven't done so, please go to our website for more information regarding that. Also, reg relief bill. We know that's been an issue that our credit union's been watching closely. As you may remember, earlier this year, the Senate did pass a regulatory reform bill, sending it to the House. There was discussions that bill would be edited and a different version would be passed by the House and then sent back ultimately to the Senate or to conference committee for final compromise and ratification. Well, we just recently learned that we are expecting for the full House to take up the Senate version of the bill just in the next couple weeks on May 22nd. So we'll be watching that very closely. That is when it's slated for a vote on the House floor and hopefully final passage and be sent to the President. I know we've continued to send out information action alerts to our credit unions regarding it, so please remember to continue to keep contacting our members of Congress, our House members in both Alabama and Florida, to urge them to support that bill when it does come to the floor for a final vote. A couple other things that we've been working on is, as we quickly are approaching hurricane season on June 1st, is one of the things the league did is put together a disaster coordinating council. Coming up last year's hurricane season, where we had a couple hurricanes impact Florida, we really learned some lessons about where we were organizationally and working with our system partners on making sure that we're a good resource to our credit unions in times of natural disasters. So the league took the leadership on pulling together a bunch of the folks that are contacting you during these hurricanes, from regulators, state and federal regulators, to corporates, to other system partners like Co-op and CUNA Mutual, to really see if there's a way that we could better coordinate our activities and not only have one point of contact to the credit unions, but as well as make it easier for you to let us know your status and also your needs. So we're in the process of just finalizing some of our guiding principles and going into this hurricane season, how we're better going to coordinate. So I really want to thank all of those folks that have been involved in these meetings for the last couple months to try to make sure that we're serving you in the best way possible, both in Florida and Alabama in times of natural disasters. And we'll have more information about that also in the coming weeks as we enter the hurricane season. The other thing that we've been working on, you'll be hearing more about this later on this year, is looking to create essentially a state council system. This is something that I know a lot of our friends are familiar with from CUNA's councils. So we've been doing a lot of research over the last couple of months on how best to have a state council network system that is going to be able to help our credit unions locally, from senior management to other disciplines within the credit unions, be able to have networking as well as professional development opportunities more local. That's something we'll be discussing with our board at our next board meeting at SCUC in Orlando, and then continue to work on it with a target of rolling that out going into 2019. So stay tuned for that, because that's something I know from my conversations traveling and talking to credit unions, especially beyond the credit union CEO level. There's a lot of want for more of that interaction and networking. So we think that's a great opportunity for us to add continued value to our credit unions through a networking council type system through Alabama and Florida. Lastly, I do want to congratulate our credit union CEOs that were recently elected to the LSCU Board of Directors. As you may know, and hopefully you do know, we recently had elections and we had 5 seats that were up for election this year, 3 in Alabama and 2 in Florida. And I want to congratulate those folks who who were elected. In Alabama, we had Henry Armstrong from Auburn University Federal Credit Union, as well as Tina Williams from Mobile Educators Credit Union that were both reelected, as well as Brad Green from Lister Hill Credit Union. And then in Florida, Mary Otwood from Florida West Coast Credit Union was elected. And lastly, Carol Green from Members First Credit Union of Florida that were all elected to the board. So congratulations to them. They will be reseated at convention after our annual meeting in Orlando. With that, hopefully I'll see a lot of you or all of you at our SCUC in Orlando in just a couple weeks.